Good morning. My name is Mandy, and you are at home with me. This is my makeup switch up, week number 3. And so let's just jump right in because obviously I'm ready to go to work. I need to get this done before I head to work today. So I'm just going to pull over the products that we used. So last week I used this lipstick, which is the Too Faced Melted Latex Liquefied High Shine Lipstick in the color Safe Word. This was such a bright pink and I didn't really like it. So I pulled in this Too Faced Melted Latex Liquefied High Shine Lipstick in the color Unicorn Tears. This over the top of this, I actually really liked it. And I considered like decluttering this one, but then my life partner, my love of my life, he said that he really liked it on me. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to keep this in for another round, but I am going to also keep this one so I can use this over the top of other lipsticks that I may not like as much, because this one over the top of this one, it looked really nice. So these two are going to be keeps through this round. Next round, I may change my mind. I don't know. And then in place of them for this week, I reached into my little makeup bucket and I pulled out this lipstick that I'm wearing today. This one I really like. And it is by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And it is the liquefied matte lipsticks that he has. Velour, no, they're called Velour Liquid Lipsticks, I think. And this is in the color Sugar Spike. This one I really like, and I can tell that I really like it because I actually have a lot of use on it from before. So I was kind of excited to get this one again because, like I said, I love the color of it. But this one doesn't have much left in it. So I'm like, oh, I might actually use up the rest of this week. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I know that there's just not a whole lot of product left in this little, and they're little. So, I mean, you can see how small they are compared, but this lipstick, I would actually repurchase this one. Even just using it today, I remembered, I was like, oh my goodness, like I love this one so much. I would repurchase this. So this is the new lipstick for the week. Then the blush from last week was the Phase Zero Making Moves. And let me open it. Of course, it's going to give me a problem. This is what that looked like. I really enjoyed this one. So this one is also going to be a keep. And then I finished using every eyeshadow in my Galaxy Chic palette once. And I already told you guys last week, this is a keep. Not getting rid of her. I love her. And then I also used every eyeshadow in this Estee Lauder palette at least once. My granddaughters played with this also a little bit this last weekend when they were here spending the weekend with me. But I have decided this one is really boring and the color payoff is just not there on it. The color payoff is not there on it. I don't love it. I'm going to toss it. I was going to keep it and put it into my granddaughter's like little makeup bag and let my granddaughters play with it. But I was like, I'm not even doing that. I need to declutter. Like I said, within the next year, we have to get ready to move. And I have to get some of the stuff out of here that I'm not in love with. Because otherwise it's like, well, I either toss it now or I toss it later. And then also too, from when my granddaughters were here spending the night and we were playing with makeup, they didn't really want to play with this one very much at all either. They were more interested in playing with this one. So this one's going to be a toss. Adios to that one. So my new blush, I forgot to tell you, I showed you guys the old blush from last week. The new blush from this week is the one I'm wearing today. Just started using it today. And it's this L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Blush. And this is, I took the sticker off of it on accident that told me which color this was, but it is a coral color. But I'm telling you, I just had to go in with my blush brush and one tap and was able to use it for both sides of my face because this is so pigmented. And we'll see. We'll see. But I didn't have to use very much of this at all in order to get the blush on my face. But so far, day one, it's not bad. I don't mind it. I did have to use a little bronzer and kind of blend that around a little bit, which normally I don't use bronzer. So this is a little bit darker than what I'm used to. So we're going to see after, at the end of the week, how much I really enjoy using this. And then as I showed you guys last week, because remember last week, the Galaxy Chic, I had not used every eyeshadow once. And so I pulled in this little palette from Estee Lauder. So I ended up using the rest of the eyeshadows out of that one once, all of the eyeshadows out of here once. Decided I don't like this. The quality isn't the worst, but it's not the best. So, and it really took a lot of work for me to make a look with this eyeshadow palette. So then I had the BH Cosmetics Day and Night palette that I pulled in as well because I knew I was going to use up all the shadows out of both of those before the end of the week. Today is the third day that I've used this palette. Oh, I just messed up my hair there a little bit. Come on. So now this one total, because in this palette, the eyeshadows, I've had to use 4 shadows each day to make a look, which I don't mind that because then I'm able to move through this a little bit more quickly. But there are 60 eyeshadows. One just fell out. There's 2 of them in here now that are completely loose and falling out. So I don't know. We're just going to see at the end of the week. Actually, this one is going to take me, I'm trying to get it so it doesn't glare off of the mirror. But this one is going to take me 2 more weeks to completely finish because I counted it. I was like, if I'm using 4 of the eyeshadows each day, then that's going to be a total of 15 days of makeup wearing that it'll take me to use these. Now, I've already used it 3 times. So minus 3. So that leaves me with 12 days left of use on this. So next week I may have to roll in another small palette in order to finish my week of makeup up because I really am trying to wear my makeup every day and get my good use out of it. And when I do my makeup, I feel like I look better. And if I look better, I feel better. If I feel better, I do better. So this is the one we're going to be working on for the next couple of weeks. Now, on to my empties. I was able to use up this little hand lotion. I was using my hand lotions as body lotions. So I used this one up. I used this one up completely. But remember, I had that third one, which was the Bath & Body Works Japanese Cherry Blossom hand lotion. I'm still using that one. I feel like there's still a couple more days of use on that. So I didn't bring that down to show you guys again. You saw it last week. The other thing is this primer that I pulled in, this little sample primer that I pulled in last week. I used this twice and it went bad on me. So when I tried to use it the third time, I put it on my hand. The chemical smell really hit me like hard. So I was like, nope, not putting things that are expired and stinky on my face. I'm just not going to do that. So this one unfortunately has to get tossed, even though it's not completely used up. It has to get tossed because it is expired. So then now I'm using my Maybelline Master Prime by Face Studio primer instead. I only have one other primer beside from this one, which we'll get to that in a minute. But this is the primer that I pulled in. And so far, I actually really like this primer. I feel like it doesn't work any differently than any other primer that I've used. It works the same, which is good because it works. Then the other product I used up was I finally finished a foundation. I know it doesn't look like it, but I tried to scrape down the sides a little bit. But it was really hard to scrape them down. And this one expired quite a long time ago, but it never got that like strong chemically smell. So I just kept using it until I finished it up. And literally, like, I just can't pump any more out of it. So I was like, nope, if I can't pump any more out, it's already expired. I'm not going to open it up and go out of my way to scrape every last drop out of here. It was too much work to get it out. So we're calling that one done. And in place of that, I had this foundation that I had gotten at the end of last year when I was couponing. And this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Skin Milk in shade 510 Porcelain. I don't think that this foundation is going to last me very long. This is the foundation that I have on today. It's a very sheer foundation, very light coverage, but I do find that I have to use quite a bit of it in order to like even just cover my face once. But it's not the worst I've ever used, but once I'm through, I only have this one and one other foundation. Once I'm through these two foundations, which are both by CoverGirl, I am going to go back to my Lancome foundation. I've already decided that. And I don't think this one's going to last me very long because just in this week, like I just started using this last week, and I'm already, like this morning I squeezed the air out of it, and I'm already like a quarter of the way through it in a week. So I was like, well, maybe 3 more weeks of use out of this one. I don't know. We shall see. But that is all that I have for you guys today on that. Not terribly exciting, but at least we have some things moving and we have some things going. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.